A Marvel theory.
A Marvel theory.
An Endgame theory.
An Endgame Marvel theory.
Now we're talking.
Hello, highlight video. There was a theory, again, a new Rockstars theory. I watch a lot of their videos, so
They're good videos.
They inspired me to come up with this theory. It's based on their theory, and then it made me think, but then there's this, and then there's this.
Okay.
So, their theory
Give
is
it to me.
based on a time loop.
Doctor Strange might have put the Avengers in a time loop.
In the Doctor Strange movie, he puts the big bad guy in a time loop. Dormammu, I think he's called. Have you seen Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I have. I can't really remember it, though.
So, literally, he makes the bad guy get really, really tired of doing the same thing because he's like a god. And he just makes him decide to not take over the universe because otherwise he'd just be doing the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
I
mean, that's quite a cool way to beat a baddie instead of just punching them.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember.
Doctor Strange keeps on dying. Like, Dormammu can just kill him by clicking his fingers.
I can just
pretty much.
remember the fight scene in the hospital. That's literally all I can
That's
remember.
a good fight scene, though, isn't it? When they're, like, all ethereal and... Yeah. I've written down some notes from the new Rockstars theory and then some additions that I've made. Quite a few additions.
Ooh.
When Doctor Strange passes the time stone over to Thanos, first of all, he doesn't pass it. He makes it float for some reason.
He does?
It glows.
Okay.
The stones only glow when they're being used.
Throughout the movie, the Infinity Stones give off a normal resting glow, but then they only shine brighter like this when they're being used.
So
that means he's using it.
It could. I think we might be giving the writers a little bit too much credit, but it could do.
Or maybe an animator just made it
Make
glow.
It doesn't look like a normal glow either, though, so that's a bit of a stretch. But with all the other additions, it makes it seem a bit plausible. So one of the things that makes me think that this might be possible is we see a shot of Thanos in his armor in one of the trailers.
Thanos' armor.
Yeah. So why would he be wearing his armor when he took that off before he
his
got
golden
the stones?
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff.
So he wasn't wearing that when he had all the stones on.
He wasn't.
Because he doesn't need his armor because he's got the stones. So
why does he put his armor
he
on?
literally takes his armor off after killing Thor, I think, or fighting Hulk or whatever. He takes his helmet off.
Unless he was posing for a new Instagram photo and he's like,
gotta look good for this snap.
There we go.
So people are thinking, or new Rockstars say, that could be him visiting the Nova Corps, who are the planet that are holding the Purple Stone, the destruction-y stone, which is the stone that he has when he goes and kills Loki and fights Thor and Hulk and that. So
right at the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah, so they could have done a time loop. Doctor Strange could have started a time loop, and then the Avengers go and stop him from getting that first stone in this in the Nova Corps, and that's why they see him come down in his full armor, and this time the Avengers fight him there. One thing that is a big part of this theory is Bruce Banner literally says in Avengers Ultron 2, "Why is this happening? I feel like I'm in a time loop." No, wait, sorry, I've got the quote, because he doesn't say, "I feel like I'm in a time loop." He goes, "I'm in a loop. I'm caught in a time loop."
I'm in a loop. I'm caught in a time loop. This is exactly where it all went wrong.
I know.
He doesn't say "I think" or "I feel like it."
I am.
I'm caught in a time loop. And the way it's edited is really strange. It does a little cut, like a jump cut in the middle of the line, as though he's kind of jittering or he's done it lots of times.
Okay, so they've planned this far in advance.
So yeah, if that's the case, so that's pretty much. There's a couple of other points that the new Rockstars say. That's kind of the end of their theory. They were the biggest points that made me convinced. So then I started thinking, Shuri's death is clearly a big plot point. Maybe they figure out Shuri tells them something or leaves them instructions of how to make Vision better because she was analysing Vision that whole entire time. Yeah. So the scene that they make Vision in is the scene that Bruce Banner says, "I'm caught in a time loop." That could be where the time loop starts. They go back to that time with Shuri's information, make Vision better. So he's able to, the problems that were happening won't happen anymore, so they'll be able to fix him, and he'll be able to have the Infinity Stones separate to him and still be Vision. So both of the films were shot together as well. If they're literally shot one after the other, it could be because it's a sequel.
Which films?
Endgame and Infinity War were literally shot one after the other, all at once. I think that's because there's shots that were from the first film that we're going to see again, but a different version. So that's what the only reason that they need to do it one after the other is we'd get an alternate version of the same scene. which is why they're able to show us lots of different scenes that we might not see in the trailer, because they've shot alternate versions of like every single scene, and they could just cut one alternate version out and just give it us in the trailer. One of the things that I was thinking is the shots of them in suits. This is quite outlandish.
In the spacey suits.
It's just not real.
Okay.
That's not in the film at all. All of the shots of them in suits doesn't exist, and it's all to make us think that they're doing some quantum technology
like time travel thing.
Yeah, which there's literal toys of them in the suits. So it would be a very big...
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
It would be a very big twist if there isn't any suits.
Yeah, most of the things that have been kind of thrown us off have just been the odd scene here and there, and it's not like a huge thing with them in suits.
Yeah, it's not like the main part.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the most recent trailer that they've released, there's a bit where they all do, like, fist bumps and stuff.
With Rocket Raccoon.
Yes.
That was cool.
And they're all in the suits. So that
Even
would be
Rocket's in his cute little suit.
He is.
That was my favourite part.
Yeah,
actually.
I love... And he was like, he's good at this. And then I was like, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So if they make the suits not real for the film, it would be a big twist, but it would also be a bit shit. So that's the one point that maybe
Have you
doesn't
heard
go
about
with this theory.
the potential spoilers that were in the Build-A-Bear version of Thanos?
No.
It might not have been Build-A-Bear, but
What?
it was some toy version of Thanos for Endgame, like to hype up the movie. And you know, sometimes like if
Build-A-Bear Thanos.
if you
If it's not that, can someone
Can we make it?
Can we make that
so
happen?
you can have like a sound bite in it, and apparently the things that he says in that are kind of spoilery. I don't know what he says, but all I've heard is that Build-A-Bear Thanos is.
Well, we're not going to
ruining
give
it
any
for
more
everyone.
context. That's insane.
Yeah, I just
I
remembered
hope that's real. Regardless of whether it's to do with a time loop, I think this is the reason that it's happening for just time travel in general. So there's obviously lots of shots with Captain America with a beard,
Yep.
and then without a beard, and then Black Widow with blonde hair and a bob,
Red hair.
or red hair that's grown out, or red hair that's got a little bit of blonde in still, like at the tips.
Yeah.
The reason that they're doing that is so as a viewer we don't get like messed up with going backwards and forwards all the time. We can clearly see
which
this
one's
is when they're in the future and this is when in their past.
Would make
and
sense.
that's the
Would
so we can
make
see the time
sense.
progression. It would make sense for the time loop as well. If they keep on going back to the same point and going back and forward, we'd know, oh, they're back because of this, or they're forward because of that, or they're about to start doing it because of this, and blah blah. So I don't know. I feel like that might be a possibility. The recent trailer that's all about a mission, I feel like that could be a complete like curveball, and there
More
isn't
curveballs.
there isn't a mission. They're not talking about that. They're not going to split up. They don't have that meeting where
Split
they're
up and
talking.
look
I
for
think,
clues.
I think there's so many things that are fake. There's so many possibilities of things that could be fake. I don't
think
even know what's
You're
going to be
going
real.
insane in the Marvel theorist world.
Mate, you know that you've not seen Always Sunny, have you?
Seen the odd episode.
Have you seen that picture of Charlie in front of like the wall of like this
Yes.
thing? That's
Well,
looking
I know
crazy?
that meme. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
That is
And whenever
you.
I'm thinking of Marvel things, I'm always overthinking. I'm quite glad that I don't know enough about Game of Thrones to kind of think like this, because I can just enjoy Game of Thrones then. I don't think I can actually enjoy Endgame until I'm sat there watching it, because I'm just thinking about all the possibilities.
I caught myself in Game of Thrones this morning, theorizing as I was watching it, and a couple of times I had to be like,
You're like, no, enjoy it.
just chill.
Yeah.